Hey everybody, Dave Williamson here from the Toy Car Collector. That's right, the ToyCarCollector.com, and have I got a story for you today. You know, one nice thing about being a toy car collector and being fairly easy to find on the internet is that I have the opportunity to buy all kinds of Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and all kinds of toy cars. People contact me every day, more times than I can even recall, every single day of the week, and they want to sell me something. Usually it's nothing very interesting, but sometimes it is very interesting. Now, one of the neat things about the boxes and the collections that come to me is that sometimes they're, well, about that size. Sometimes they're only about that size. And little tiny boxes can have good things in them. As you can see, I put a little pedal car on top just to give you an idea of how big that box is. Now, a lot of times the boxes that I get are only that big. And sometimes the boxes I get are that big. And sometimes the boxes I get are that big. But sometimes the boxes I get are this big. Oh my gosh, this thing is so heavy I can barely lift it to bring it into the house. This particular bunch of cars are Matchbox. So let's get this box open and see what's inside. Yes! This collection comes with a little story here from Rob Bourne, Hamilton, Montana, who says, "My grandmother had a dolls and gift store in Hamilton, Montana from the mid-60s to the 1990s. She sold Madame Alexander dolls and gifts and had Matchbox cars too. I remember them as a child being able to help Gram at the store and pick out a Matchbox for my day's work. One of my fondest memories. In fact, I just watched your video of the 1968 round Matchbox display case. That's exactly what she had. My mother built a store in Florence, Montana and has it today. That name is Teresa's Dolls and Gifts. You can find her on Facebook. She has a couple hundred of new old stock Matchbox cars from the 60s and early 70s that never sold from Grandma's store, along with a few catalogs. Here are just a few pictures I had her send me. She's interested in selling the whole collection. All of these are new in the box, just a little boxware from being moved from her store to Mom's, etc., etc. Please let me know if you received the email and if you're interested in the collection. Thanks, Rob." So let's get this box open and see what's inside. There were lots of pictures of the cars, but it's kind of hard to tell just looking at pictures. But oh my goodness, there is a lot of stuff in this box. My goodness, nicely packed too, I must say. Oh, got a couple of Matchbox books in here. Those are always handy. Love the Matchbox books. Look at that one, 1947 to 2003 by Dana Johnson. He actually lives in Oregon somewhere. All right, Matchbox book. Yeah, look at that. Okay, look at some packing material. Just paper. Actually, paper doesn't do a whole lot of good for heavy items. But let's get in here and see what we got. Sorry for my voice today. Allergy season and all that. All right, let's see what's in this box. I'm so excited. Oh, hey. I knew this was in there. This is a Matchbox Race and Rally box. Those are neat. This one still has the plastic on it, but the cars have been taken out. That car, of course, does not go in this box right there. But these other cars do go in there, and I've got some of these. We can fill this box back in and make it a complete set again. That'll be awfully nice, because the G4 is a nice set, and it's still got most of the plastic on it, so you can pull that back and just leave that on there if you like. A lot of times I'll just take the plastic off altogether because I just like the way they look. So it's a nice G4, and this box is certainly a good way to hold on to that. All right, let's see what's in this box. Oh, this one's heavy. There's so many boxes in this box. Probably won't be able to get them all out in one video. Let's take a look here and see what we got. Oh, all kinds of nicely packed. Thank you very much for that. Always appreciate when people pack things up nicely. Makes the video better. Makes them last. Ooh, hey, looky. Matchbox. Look at that. Okay, we got some Tojo. Nice. Got, Porsche 910. I always love that one. That's one of my favorites. Now, there are a lot of Tojos. There's some common ones in here, and there's some good ones. Hovercraft, that one's kind of common. The box is nice, though. Another Porsche 910, real nice. Another Porsche 910. Got a few of them. They might be different colors. You never know. Got some hovercrafts. Saab Sonnet, that's a good one. Roll-O-Matics, those are good. That's the hot rocker. You know we like that. That's one of my favorites. That's a beauty. Look at that. Of course, that motor pops up and down as you go. That's why they call it the hot rocker. That's one of my favorites. I don't have one of those right now. I think I do need one. And then some gasoline truck and a Renault, you know. Oh, here's a good one right here. Look at that. Fire Chief. Everyone loves Fire Chief cruisers. Crying out loud. Look at that. This is going to be fun organizing all these cars and figuring out where they all go. Look at that. There's another Capri. Oh, that's a nice one. Love that Capri. Love that one. Like a lipstick color. Real pretty. Wow. That is a neat one. There's a race car. Let's see if it's the white Hightailer. It is the white one. That is a neat car. You know, I've kind of gone in and out of these Superfast a few times in my collecting days. I may have to go back into them again. Whoosh and push, like that. Whoosh and push. Another Fire Chief. Love the Fire Chief. Fire Chiefs are popular for all kinds of different collectors. So there's a whole box full of cars. Here's a whole priority mailbox full of cars. And here's two more priority mail boxes full of cars. And another one. Put that over there. These things are heavy. Holy smokes. Here's a box full of cars. There's another box full of cars. There it is. What's underneath there? Oh, guess what? What would you think is under a box full of cars? And if you said another box full of cars, you'd be right. All right. Let's get this guy open here and see what's inside this custom-made box. Nothing more fun than opening up boxes and boxes and boxes. And even when you study the pictures before buying a collection, you really don't know what you're going to get. Oh, look at this. What do we have here? Oh, hey, this is something else. Probably something I didn't pay attention to in the pictures. This is a Britain motorcycle in this box. It's fallen over and it can't get up, but there it is. It's a Britain motorcycle. That's pretty cool, huh? I've never had one of those before. There's a couple of them in here, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what's in here. Oh, look at models of yesteryear and some loose cars. There's an ambulance. A bunch of loose cars, really. Looking down in here. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. You never know what you're going to get. Corgi Jr. Rough Terrain Truck. I have never seen this before. I didn't even see it in the picture, because if it's not a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox, I'm probably not paying attention to it when I see it. There's a Maxi Taxi down in there. There's a rescue team. That looks like a Corgi Jr. These Corgis are real popular over in Australia, I can tell you. And here's another one. Oh, look at that. Corgi Jr. That's kind of a neat one. That's a neat one. There's all kinds of neat stuff. And oh, this is one of my favorites right here. I have seen this one before. I have one of these. I really love it. It's just very cool. It's kind of like a Matchbox ice cream truck, but it's like a store on wheels. Pretty cool, huh? Very cool. And there's just all kinds of stuff down in this box. I'll have to get... Oh, there's two of those. Look at that. Look at that. There's a Matchbox train. That one never was super popular. Here's a flatbed. It goes with the train. All right, well, let's just pull this box aside. I think this box, you know, come to look at it here, this says Matchbox and Banks. This looks like a bottom of a box for an old tin wind-up, or one of those Japanese things. So here's a big box, too. All right, and then down in the bottom here is another big box. Oh, my. That's a big one. Oh, my. What a big box you have. All right, let's see. Good night. Oh, there's a picture of Grandma again inside the box. Printed out nicely. Thank you, Grandma, for saving all these boxes. She looks like a happy girl, but she had her own store. That is something that can make you very happy. I can vouch for that. Oh, and having lots of toys. Toys and dolls, that will make you very happy. Look at all these lovely Matchbox cars. Let's take a look at the Lotus Racer. Haven't had any of these for a while. Got a green one in there. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. I love that. Doesn't have any of the numbers on the side. This is the kind with the sticker, not the decal. Very nice. Now let's see, of all the cars that I saw in the collection, I was really looking forward to getting a bunch of Ferrari Berlinettas. That's a good car right there. I've always loved this one. Look at that. She's a beauty. She's a beauty. Ferrari Berlinetta. Yep. There's always some key pieces in a collection that you look forward to. And anytime you can have a whole bunch of red Ferrari Berlinettas that's a good thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. That's nice. And 2 Cougars. That's nice. Scaffold trucks, I'm always out of those. The race cars, of course, are always good. Hay trailer in a box. Ford GT in a box. Wouldn't that be cool if I opened this up and it was a yellow one? That'd be fun, huh? Probably not going to happen anytime soon. It's a white one. It's got a scuffed up number on the front there. It's the funny thing about Matchbox. People are real critical about condition, so you don't want scuffed up numbers too much. Let's see what else is in here. Oh dear. Look at the price they put on this thing, $150. Well, this is a valuable model, but $150, that's about 3 times too much. Now, that's kind of, oops, better not mess with that right now. Okay, there we go. I love this model. Real hard to get a really nice one. I think this might be nicer than the one that I have in my collection, because this model always has little chips on it, and I had like 6 of them that I bought at auction, and they all had little chips. Sometimes you get little chips, sometimes you get, oh, here's a Superfast. Sometimes you get bad paint. Some of the older Matchbox, it's just certain models that have a tendency to have sticky paint, and that is not a good thing at all, the sticky paint. Look at that yellow Lamborghini. I love the Lamborghini. It is a Lamborghini, right? And yesterday I was trying to figure out, is it a Miura or is it a Miura? Miura. Lamborghini Miura. I don't know. I'm not Italian. Well, this is a nice box. This is my favorite box of the lot. So let's put this to the side. Let's see what else is in there. Since we're going on 10 minutes already. Oh dear. That's an amazing, you know, you don't get a big collection like this very often. I got actually my biggest collection ever earlier this year. Very nice. Very popular stuff. Oh, look at this. Now here we've got models of yesteryear in boxes, which is cool. Models of yesteryear. Those are not super popular these days. They were popular yesteryear. But they're kind of cool. I like them. I like them. I've got a whole bunch of them. Never really have anybody ask for them. I don't think I've sold one in a couple of years. But they are pretty cool. You know, stuff like that, a lot of times you have to put it on eBay to get any activity on it. Sure, some pretty ones though. Look at that. Red and yellow. This is after 1970. Obviously, these are more like in the 80s or 90s. These later ones, this one says 78. Oh, okay, 1978. I didn't know that. I don't pay much attention to that. Oh, look at this one. Wait a minute. This one down here that looks kind of interesting. I like that one. That one's neat. That was kind of neat. They got big old rubber tires on them, so that's cool. And Jaguar SS, that's pretty cool. I guess if you have room for all that stuff. Here's some more boxes. Always boxes are always good. Some catalogs. What's in here? Catalogs. Oh, look at this one. Here's a Tonka catalog. The lookbook. If lost, please return to and put your name here. Oh, wow. This is an old one. I like this. Tiny van. I think I had one of those when I was about 10 years old. So this is a neat book. Look at those sets. I know there's a lot of Tonka collectors. These are I think these are the mini ones, aren't they? Really cool. I've never gotten into Tonkas, but I sure like them. I just don't see them. You know, you don't really get into collecting certain things unless you see them a lot or you had them when you were a kid. But I could totally get into collecting these. These are super cool, but I'd have to have more room. You guys out there in the Midwest with your big houses, you can collect that kind of stuff. Out here on the West Coast, unfortunately, real estate is so expensive and the taxes are so high that you just can't have a big house anymore. All right. Let's see, what should we do next? Shall we go over to these boxes? All right. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here. This is going to be another video for tomorrow. All right, I've got all the Matchbox from this collection unloaded and packed up into some new boxes for storage. And let's take a look and see what all came in this collection. This is really cool. Look at that. There's some regular wheels, pipe truck, scaffold truck, cased bulldozer, Lotus race car, 3 of those, nice. Rolls Royce, Ford Cortina, GMC tipper, fire engine, that's a popular one. The 8-wheel crane, that's popular. The Lincoln Continental, that is a popular one. The Lamborghini, that's a good one. Opel Diplomat, Ford tractor and trailers. Ford GT, that's a hot one. Iron Ferry crane, Ford Corsair with boat, Mercedes, Unimog, 8-wheel tipper, Cadillac, another popular one, Ford Zodiac, Fiat 1500, DAF girder. And then we get into the Superfast. Oop, that one goes in the other area. All right. Alva Stalwart, nice to get those in a box. And a Dodge crane truck, couple of those, a couple more over here. Let's get these moved around nice and organized and neat. Then we've got the grit spreader, real popular model, Mercedes coach. Uh-oh, got those backwards. 68, got to get them in order, you know. 64, a couple of MGs, those are popular, real popular. That one's a neat one with the dog in the back. Then you got down here the wreck truck. This is, oh, look at the price they had on that. Good night, Irene, look at that. Well, they're not that valuable, but they are popular. And then we move into the Superfast, the early Superfast. Got a number 2 trailer. Let's go ahead and put this side hut truck in here, number 60. Then we got the pipe truck, the Setra coach, Volkswagen camper, Pontiac coupe. Sweet. Let's open that one. Yeah, look at that. That's the Pontiac coupe. That is a hot model right there. Look at that. I've got a couple of these. That is a beauty. Right there. Wow. All right. Got, what else we got here? We've got the Ford Cortina, the Lincoln Continental race car. Love that one. Match the Jaguar, hot rod Jaguar, cattle truck, Mercedes, BMC 1800, Land Rover fire engine, Mercury Cougar, nice. Porsche 910, love that one. Rolls Royce, the grit spreader. And Ferrari Berlinetta, 6 of those. And you know, those are the red ones. Those are cool. Let's pop one of those guys open. Here's that number 75 Superfast Ferrari Berlinetta. Always been one of my super favorites. Red. That is a beaut. That is a beaut. Now that's, let's see, that's the box of regular wheels and Superfast, early Superfast. Then we move on to the next box of, these are more of the mod Superfast, which I call them, because between 1970, actually in 1970, they converted the regular wheels to Superfast, and then between 70 and 75, they started changing all the models to what I call the mod series, and that means, like, you know, the 70s, everything was like super groovy and mod, and that's when they started doing all these weirdo things, like the gruesome twosome. Check this out right here. If you haven't seen these already, the gruesome twosome right there. Real mod, man, like cartoonish, you know what I mean? Concept. So let's go over these. Gruesome twosome, got a bunch of those. A couple different box designs. We've got the Lotus Europa. Let's take a look at that one. I think it's probably pink. Let's see. All right, come on out. No, it's blue. Actually, that's not a Lotus Europa. That's an Isogrifo, which goes in a different box. And that's a nice one. That's more of an early. The earliest Superfast have thin wheels, and then as they move on, they put thicker wheels on them. So that one, actually, I think there was an Isogriffo box separate somewhere. So we got the Mercedes over here. We've got the Big Bull, which is like a what is that? A shovel. We got the Baja Buggy. Here's an Isogriffo box. Hey, let's open that up. Maybe it's got that other car in it, the Lotus Europa. Nope, got another ISO in it. Same one. Real pretty. All right, so we got two of those. Got the Road Dragster. That's one of my favorite mod cars. Now, I wouldn't call this guy a mod car. That's really more like the early Superfast. But here we go. All right. All super mod, man. Super groovy. Look at that. K. That's cool with a K right there. Road Dragster. Lamborghini Marzal. Got a bunch of those. Look at that right there. Road Roller, or Rod Roller, because it's a rod. Racing Mini, that's a popular one. Let's pop that guy open here. Got a couple of Volkswagens and a Stoat. Look at that, isn't that cute? That's a popular little model. Racing Mini, love that one. Volkswagen, it's a little Volkswagen with a face on it, I think. Pop that baby out. Oh, look at that, isn't that cute? That's a cool one. Got a little rub on the chrome there. But that's a neat model. I'm going to have to put these in my display case. Maserati Bora, Datsun 126. Love that one. Super Koopa. Clipper. Nice. Guildsman. Stretch-a-Fetcha. Beach Hopper. Articulated Truck. Citroen. Or Citroën. Dodge Charger. Tanzera. Ford Capri. Hightailer. Nice. Whoosh and Push. Wish and Push. Wish and Push. Wish and Push. Mercury Fire Chief car. 3 of those. That's nice. And a Blue Shark. Renault. Freeway Gas Tanker. Saab Sonnet. Hot Rocker. Porsche 910. Hovercraft. Tojo. And last but not least, a Boss Mustang. Boss Mustang. There's also, was in here a number 8. I'll pull that one out. Oh, and then let's look over here. Look at that. Now we get into the blue box models. These are after 1975, more like 76, 78. So we got the Dodge Challenger, Hovercraft, Porsche Turbo, US Mail, VW Golf, Tommaso Pantera, Ford RS200, Hi-Ho Silver, nice. Got the car transporter, the Citroen CX, Snorkel Fire Engine, Mini Haha. Like that one, Rally Royale. That's pretty cool. Got the Hi-Ho Silver, another one, Toyota Celica GT, 3 of those. Got some cement mixers. Police Patrol, Renault. Blaze Buster, Toyota Celica. Atlas Truck, Datsun 280S ZX. Diesel Shunter. Flat Car Container. Side Dumper. Stoat. The Lincoln, nice. Chevy Pro Stocker, fantastic. Fandango, Formula 5000, Skip Truck, Rolls Royce, Horsebox, Ambulance, Mercedes Container Truck, Dragon Wheels, BMW 30, BMW 30 again, Ford Tractor and Haro, Beach Hopper, a little later model one, Panier Locomotive, Citroen SM, Combine Harvester, Tanzera, CG6, Jeep. Nice. Over here we got the remainder of those guys. What do we got in there? All right, we got the personal carrier, Ford Cortina, Hellraiser. Nice. I like that one. I really got to display some of these guys. Oh, look at that. That's sweet. That's like the Spirit of 76 right there, isn't it? With the stars and stripes. That's sweet. I like that one. All right. Look at that. Over here we got the Wildlife Truck. Nice. Planet Scout. Holden Pickup. Very nice. The Lotus Wreck Truck. Chevrolet Corvette. Fire Chief. Love that one. That's one of my favorites right there. Fire Chief. Look at that. That is cool. Love that one. I always end up selling that one. Maybe not this time. I'm going to keep that. Airport coaches, Mazda RX 500, transit pickup with the stuff on the back, the Hot Rocker Capri, that one's neat. We got the Datsun 260Z Chevrolet van, that one's neat. The Bomag Roller, Maxi Taxi, pretty cool. Model A Ford, Weasel, nice. The Cougar Villager, very nice, very nice. These are cool. Then we got a few of the, oh wait, got a few more. The what is this? The Arctic truck, Arctic truck. I think that means articulated. The Sunburner, this is a cool one. That one's cool. And the armored Jeep. And then we've got some of the yellow boxes, which are like from the 80s, I think. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the back here. 1983, yeah, okay, so these are later ones. Harley Davidson, piston popper, nice. This one doesn't say. Nope, it's piston popper. Okay, it does say. Jaguar SS, big blue, that's a nice one. Corvette T-Roof, Sunburner, again. Dodge Challenger, 57 Chevy, 83 Corvette, Honda, Pontiac Firebird, Honda, and made in England. Now, what is that? The Desert Dog, 83, wow. Don't see those very often. Got some catalogs in the collection, a bunch of 71s, some 72s, a couple 73s, 74s, and 1980-81. This is a later one, huh? I got some 82 Corgi catalogs, and one real old Tonka catalog, dated, doesn't say. This one looks to be early 70s. That's real nice. And then in the collection here was some Corgi models. Take a look at these Corgi models. I haven't seen this one before. Look at that thing. It's called a rough terrain truck. That is goofy. Goofy looking. You got this sort of rescue. What's wrong with that? It doesn't look like it sits right. Don't you hate that when you pick up a car and it doesn't sit right? Look at this one. I love this one. It's like a store in there. Pretty neat. All right. Got the military. Got another one of these guys. This one I've never seen before. It's called the Wigwam Van Camper. That is something else there. How did they come up with that? Some other little guys here. I like the shell truck. This one's neat. Got little odd wheels. And also in the collection was some models of yesteryear. Here's the earliest ones. Got the Y2 Renault. These things are neat. You know, people don't really, they're not that popular, but they're really neat. Especially when they're mint condition with shiny gold metal. Opel Coupe, number 4, number 5. This one's a good one. Peugeot in yellow, red seats, black top. They really are beautiful when you take them out of the box, fresh and new. Gold Cadillac, nice. Look at that, Simplex, 1912. Number 10, we got the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost, awesome. Number 14, 1911 Maxwell Roadster, very, very nice. Here's the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. Kind of an aqua color. And here's the Spiker in yellow. The Spiker. And then there's some little later models, which I'm not really familiar with. The Rolls-Royce in yellow. These have big old rubber tires on them. This one I like. The Riley MPH. The Simplex. Nice. Jaguar. That's a big one. Heavy too. Heavy too. And the RAF. I thought this one was like from the 80s, but I saw this in the 75 catalog yesterday. There's 2 of those. And here's another one. 1909 Opel Coupe. Now they did make it, this is a later model of the early model that they made. 1909 Opel Coupe. Is that this one? Yeah. Here's the 1969 model. And then here's the later model. Orange with big old rubber tires. 1973. It feels newer. Kind of gives me the impression that it's like from the 80s, but it's 1973. Prince Henry Vauxhall. That's a good looking one with big old rubber tires. Same color scheme as the early 1969 one. Here's the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. I'm going to have to get these out and at least photograph them. They're so fantastically cool. Let's see what else we got in that collection. A Britain motorcycle. Never seen these before. This one is a 9699 BMW Racing Combination. Britain in a box. Let's see if there's anything on the bottom. Britain's. And here she is. A racing motorcycle. That is really pretty cool. Very similar wheels to a Rumbler. I don't know what the age of this is. Let's take a look at the box. 1974, so it's a little later than a Rumbler Hot Wheel. That's pretty neat. And last but not least, the Matchbox G4 set. A nice box with still most of the plastic on it. All the cars are not in the box, but I have some, I can fill that in if I need to. Nice picture on the back. Always nice to get a G4. It's a good set to get. Definitely nice. As you can see, there was a lot of stuff in this collection. There's a box over there, a box here, a box here. There's 4 boxes of boxed Matchbox. Can you say that like 3 times fast? 4 boxes of Matchbox, four boxes of Matchbox box, 4 back. No, can't do it. And all that stuff over there and all that stuff over there. So I got to get to putting all these things away. So thanks for watching my video today. This has been the ToyCarCollector.com. Hope you enjoy my videos. Please remember to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that. And if you have any questions, call or text me at 503-956-3708. That's Dave Williamson. ToyCarCollector@gmail.com. That's ToyCarCollector@gmail.com. And by now you know it's ToyCarCollector.com for all fabulous Hot Wheels and Matchbox and Johnny Lightnings and Corgis and Dinkies and whatever you possibly want. Thanks a lot. Now you have a great day, and we will see you on the next video.